Hi folks and modelers, welcome back to part 9 on the build of the USS Enterprise CVN 65 from Mini Hobby Models, and this at 1/350 scale. So I think my last video was 2 weeks ago, and for these past 2 weeks I've been working on the hull mostly, and things that I'm doing are mostly putty, sanding, and paint jobs. So let me just get into some of the updates of what I've been doing. So the entire hull has been primed, and I have painted the bottom of the hull and also the black line. So the sequence is I painted the black first because I used the 3mm width masking tape to just tape up all the black the black line areas, and then I painted the hull red on the bottom. But for this time, unfortunately, you won't be able to see it because I have covered it up because I want to protect the bottom. And I have inside of here I have a bubble wrap plastic just to make it, to have a little bit of cushion. And also at the back here, I have attached the propeller shafts and rudders. So that bubble wrap is mainly just to protect these things down here, and also to protect scratches. But later on, I will take out these masking, and you will get to see it. So what's left on the hull is, of course, I have to paint the entire upper part of the hull in gray, but I have not done that because there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. So I've been spending a lot of time doing putty, covering up all these holes over here, and also this kind of putting line here between the front, and like here there was holes over here, but I think it has been covered up. But for some of these holes, it was difficult to cover. I think there are some, you can see there are some still some leftovers, but I think I won't be doing putty again because I've done this a couple of times, and it's still. But there will be some photo which, to be sticking on top of this. So I think I will just leave some of it that way, because I think I did it for like three to four times. And also for the hull, I had to redo about 2 times on this putting line here, but it still looks very wavy. I will show that to you probably in the next video. For example, like here, I think this is because the plastic on the hull is just too, I think it's just too big, and probably there are some sink marks and all that. But these kind of things, probably on the real ship, of course, the surface is not so smooth anyway. So I will just leave it that way. Okay, so the hull has been painted. Then I have so basically those holes that needs to be filled are all these holes over here. And in fact, this is referring to Tamiya's kit. So some of the holes were a bit different on the Mini Hobby model kit, but I have filled up, I think, all the holes. So and also I have been working on some other parts, which is especially the sponsons, and so I have got this primed and painted, and you see masking here because I had to mask up the deck color, which is the German gray. And but these things here are supposed to be the hull color. So I think this has been painted. But of course, when I attach these to the hull, there will be some gap lines on the attachment areas. So maybe some work needs to be done to clean those up. But I have to paint these first because some of these things won't be able to paint once it's attached to the hull. And also there are railings that needs to go to all these sponsons. So some I will probably attach the railings first, some maybe after I attach the parts to the hull, then add on the railings. So this is the one for the stern area. And yeah, so I got all these things done. Okay, so I have started working on the stern area, especially these things here, because these things won't be able to attach once it's covered up with this piece here. So let me just show you. I'll try to angle my camera here. So I have glued this piece to the hull, and there was a little bit of gap, so I'm using a card here and also on this side. And there was quite a big gap over here, but I did try to over here, but I tried to press this in and super glue this piece to the hull. So on the hull itself, I'm not sure if you can see. Okay, it's not like warped or anything. And then there was of course, gap lines here, but I think it's cleaned up quite nicely. Don't think I can see the lines anymore. And for this side here, you can see that line, the gaps, but that area will be covered up with this piece over here. So I think I will glue this, and of course all these edges will have to be sanded, puttied, and then I'm not sure if you noticed there's a staircase. I have glued that in because I have this piece over here, and this is it's a photo edge. So this was cut off from the plastic piece. So this is a photo edge piece, and it has been painted. So this piece is gonna, in fact the sequence for this is a bit tricky, because I can attach this thing first and then glue this piece in like this, or I can maybe glue this in first and then attach this piece. I guess it depends, you know. But I will have to, I think I can attach this first, clean this up, then attach this piece inside, because otherwise this will be hanging there and I still have to do a lot of sanding on the edges. So I might break this piece here. So once I clean this up, there's still a lot of photo etch things that needs to be attached. Then I'll have to fill up here with probably a sponge, paint the entire stern area here. Then yeah, then it should be ready. So yeah, a lot of sequence planning or thinking to do for this kind of assembly. And also I will start working with a lot of photo etch after this. And in fact, again, this Edwards photo etch is so, it's really soft. So I think I broke these railings, but you know, I have to keep gluing them back on. And the thing about this Edwards photo etch, I realized something, which is this photo etch set is actually quite new. I checked out ScaleMates, and it's actually it was released in 2019. So I think most of the people who built the Tamiya kit a long time ago are probably not using this Edwards photo etch. They're using white enzyme, gold medal, or some other PEs. So I think these, but the problem with this kind of photo etch is, you know, you'll need to like paint them first, glue them, then touch them up. That kind of sequence needs to be done. And let me just go back to the hull again. I have also attached some parts which can be attached, like for example like this piece here, and sanded off really good here so that you can't see that line. That in fact this is a separate piece. So these kind of things have to be done first, and this is attached, and also this sponson on the, so there was a lot of cleaning that needs to be done to get rid of the gap there. So these things were not so easy to do, and in fact it has to be done a couple of times, and I have masked them out because I have the deck color painted on these sponsons here. So once all the smaller photo edge attached, I will start painting this entire hull in gray. Then I can start, probably once the hull is done, I will attach all the interior hangar bay pieces. Then the deck can be closed. So that's the plan for now, and let's see how things goes. So I think this time is just a short update. I don't think I have too many things to show. So I think that's all for this time. Hope you like this video, and give me a thumbs up or subscribe or share it if you can. And I'll try to come back with more updates, hopefully in a week or 2 weeks time. So until then, happy modeling and cheers for now. Goodbye.